So before I was in network engineering, way before I was in network engineering, I was in desktop support. A lot of customers, they would never back up the data. You could not get them to back up their data because everything was going well. You would remind them, hey, back your stuff up, and they would never, ever, ever do it. That all changed when their computers crashed, or when they lost their data, or they accidentally deleted it. And it was then, and it was only then, that they brought their computers in, and they wanted me to recover their data, to back it up. There are a lot of Robinhood users who understand that their customer service sucks, but they are okay with it because nothing's ever happened to them before. You know, when everything's perfectly fine, when your account's fine, no one gives a shit that if you email Robinhood support, you might get a response tomorrow. And that's not even a fix, a first response tomorrow. No one gives a shit about that. So this video that I'm going to release Monday was supposed to be an AT&T video. But then I noticed some things happen over the past week while I was scripting it. One, my boy Think Money released a video on transferring from Robinhood into Fidelity and why you should do that. Fully agree, because I did it myself. And then I noticed that this video, that what you can see up here, suddenly got 1,000 more views in like 12 days. And that's something that never happens to my channel. Then I saw a video from Andrew Jicka. I probably butchered the name, but talking about this right here. So I am very late to this shit right here. Robinhood Internal Probe finds hackers hit almost 2,000 accounts. And I am looking at the Bloomberg report because the CNN report that cites Bloomberg left some stuff out. Almost 2,000 Robinhood Markets accounts were compromised in a recent hacking spree that siphoned off customers' funds. A sign that the attacks were more widespread than was previously known. When Bloomberg first reported on the hacking spree last week, the popular online brokers disclosed few details. It said a limited number of customers had been struck by cyber criminals who gained access by breaching personal email accounts outside of Robinhood, an assertion that some of the victims acknowledge and others reject. We're going to talk about that in a second. If you look at the CNN article that cites Bloomberg, it states that hackers compromise user accounts outside of the trading app and use those accounts to compromise Robinhood accounts. It conveniently leaves out the part that this part is being disputed. This part right here, we're going to get to in a second because that's the meat. But I want to point out that several victims, according to this article, so allegedly several victims said that there was no sign of victims compromising the email accounts. And they also said, this is all alleged, that the brokerage accounts were accessed even though they had set up two-factor authentication. Now, that is not something I can prove or disprove. I can only recount what the news article says. For example, Lena Williams, it happened to her, according to this article. She set up two-factor authentication, but all of her stocks were sold. Imagine that. Imagine waking up and all of your stocks were gone, and your account was blown up. The same thing happened to this Mia, I think that's her name. Apparently, two-factor authentication stopped it on September the 13th. However, it did not quite stop the one that happened recently. She woke up, and all of her stocks were sold. Now imagine yourself being fully comfortable in your Robinhood account that you've had for several months. You know, everything's hunky-dory. There's no need to call Robinhood. And then that happens, and then you wake up and all of your stocks are gone. So you try to call Robinhood, but guess what? Robinhood does not have a customer service that you can contact by phone. Tax released a torrent of complaints on social media where investors recounted futile attempts to call the brokerage, which doesn't have a customer service phone number. Robinhood, which has more than 13 million customer accounts, is now considering to add a phone number along with other tools. And trust me, this is not the first time that shit's happened to Robinhood. I originally moved out of Robinhood back in March when the stock market cratered several times in a row. And Robinhood crashed on 2 occasions. I believe it happened on 2 occasions, maybe 3, but I definitely know it happened on 2 occasions because it was the second occasion that I decided to move to Fidelity. I mean, during those days, the most important days that you need to be on your account doing stuff, the app crashed, and there was nothing you can do about it. Now, if you had options accounts that were compromised because of that, you could work with Robinhood But if you were planning on selling or buying a stock that day because, you know, the market moved and you couldn't, you were just ass out of luck. Now imagine all that shit happens to you and you try to get a hold of Robinhood. Since you can't call Robinhood, your whole option, well, your entire option, not options, is to email Robinhood. And if you are lucky, if you are absolutely lucky, you will get a response the next day. If you try to go to the Robinhood support page, you will be met with all of this bullshit. All these help topics, but no support. If you have an account, if you try to contact Robinhood, you get this shit right here, where you do this and you send them a message, and hopefully you'll get a response tomorrow. If you go to Fidelity, and this is the point I'm trying to drive home, Robinhood's customer support is absolutely fucking garbage, and there is no reason you should be staying with this brokerage. All of the benefits that you get from Robinhood, you can get right away in Fidelity or any other well-standing brokerage like Charles Schwab or Ameritrade. So let's say you have a problem with Fidelity. Well, guess what? They have a number you can call. You can call a number 24/7 and actually talk to a fucking human being. Now, I'll be the first to say that Fidelity has not run flawlessly this entire time. I have seen the website lock up a few times, but we're talking like 15 minutes to an hour. By the way, I hit 25K. We're not talking days on end like Robinhood did back in March. And if you're a Robinhood user and you're watching this, has the app crashed since March? I'm very curious to know that. But anyways, yeah, I have not had any issues except for a few website lockups, and even then, if I felt that my account was being compromised or anything like that, I can call someone. Even if the customer service is not enough for you to quit Robinhood, even though it definitely should be, I mean, there are no benefits other than a sleeker app that you're going to get through Robinhood. This is, by the way, this is my canceled account. There are no benefits you're going to get using Robinhood that you can't get from someplace else. Fidelity, it already has dividend reinvestment, and you can buy fractional shares right away, and you don't have to wait like you would with Robinhood. You can do that right out the gate. So if you're a new investor and you're just starting to build your portfolio, I can see why you pick Robinhood, because it's a much sleeker interface, and I'll admit that the app looks a lot better than Fidelity's does. But like even then, there are no benefits that you're gonna get out of a Robinhood account now that you can't get by using a Fidelity account. And if you're an experienced investor or, you know, investor with money in the account, then you should be extra worried about shit happening. Now, your money is FDIC insured, but I mean, I don't know, just having your account hacked and your money stolen in one day, or having the app crash on your most important days, that's not going to work with me, especially with Robinhood's shitty-ass customer support. Anyways, what do you think about Robinhood's recent events? Are you staying with Robinhood? Are you planning on moving? Let me know in the comments. But anyways, have a great day and eat your vegetables.